Hello everyone, I'm Daxonder, and I've been hearing a lot of people go on about how the United States debt, the $16 trillion debt, is a sovereign crisis and therefore is really no issue whatsoever. So, obviously I have to sit there and explain what currency actually is, what exactly, things like the petrodollar are, and etc., etc. Yet they still don't get it, so I'm just going to make this video real quick to try and explain as the best way I can why this debt crisis will affect not only the dollar but everything the dollar stands for. So, what is the United States dollar? It's the United States currency. It's also the petrodollar, world reserve currency, etc., etc. It is the reason gas is so cheap for us. Yeah, it is cheap for us. Even for you, California, $5 a gallon, it's still cheap for you compared to the rest of the world. Now, consumer confidence in the dollar. That is what makes our dollar so desirable around the world. If people lose confidence in our dollar becomes worth less, and it can't buy things. Now, this is where people seem to be getting hung up. Well, Dax, it's our currency, it's our debt, it's our problem. The world doesn't have to deal with it. Yeah, they do. Let's take China, for example. We owe them tons and tons of debt. Tons of it. They have plenty of our bonds. Now, China is also also gives us a lot of goods, sells us a lot of goods. I'm pretty sure if you picked up at least one random item in your house, you're going to find made in China on it. China. Clippers, by the way. So, now they can decide, because the government and the corporations are so tied together, China can decide, you know what, we're not going to be selling to you anymore. We're not going to let you do it. And then we don't have our made in China stuff. I know a lot of people are like, well, just make them here in America. Yeah, that's going to be really high. That's going to be high priced, assuming that people can even buy the materials, factory, means of production to even make these items, such as shoes, for instance. They're going to be costing out the ass because, well, when China defaults on when we finally default on our currency, we're going to admit it's worthless. We can't pay anything back. So shoes are going to. I'm just going to stick with a shoe for an example. The shoe I'm wearing right now, this boot, is going to be, I would say, somewhere. It's currently between $100. I can see it going 500, 600. And here's my reasoning why. The reason the gas is so cheap is because the United States dollar is the world reserve currency. We are the middleman. You can only buy oil in US dollars, except for China, who just gave us the middle finger. Finally, somebody did it. As they were going to buy and sell in the yuan, or the yuan, or whatever. And once that happens, it's only a matter of time until everyone else follows suit. Why? Because our debt affects consumer confidence. And when people lose confidence in our currency, which I don't blame them for doing so, I mean, we have the largest debt in the world, they're going to look for more secure currencies. China has positioned itself to become the world's new petro yen, new petro currency. It's bought tons of gold to back its money. It's become the fastest growing economy. It's slowed down a little bit, but it's still growing strong. Well, my main point with all this is it's currency confidence, or confidence in a currency. More people don't have faith in us, the less they're going to want our dollars. The less they want our dollars, the more worthless they become. Supply and demand. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky for people. They think that we can just, oh, it's our problem, don't worry, we'll deal with it. Hell, we can just ignore it, it'll go away eventually. No. If people stop taking our money because they don't have any confidence we're actually going to be held accountable for it, they're going to go somewhere else. Now, fine. Let's just say that. Let's say that we let our debt grow. Suddenly, no one wants our currency anymore. We lose the petrodollar. We lose China's cheap stuff. All that's gone. Suddenly, we become isolationists in our own little country. Oil costs shit tons. Commodities cost shit tons. Food costs shit tons. Because we can't transport it as quickly as we used to, because we can't buy, or when we buy food, that goes into gas, which is costing out the ass because we don't have the petrodollar anymore, and everyone's acknowledged our currency is absolutely worthless. So what do we do from there? We have exceedingly high prices and very little income. Even if we got more decent income, it's not going to be enough to sustain the prices. It's not going to be enough to keep up with prices and inflation. So what do? Unless the government steps in and starts nationalizing every little thing, who's going to sell to us with our crappy paper money? Who's going to sell to us? Who's going to be stupid enough to say, well, I could sell here, which I'm probably going to just shoot myself in the foot for this crappy piece of paper, or I can sell to India, China, Russia, and, people who might actually pay their debts, who haven't got a $16 trillion debt that just spiked up because nobody gave a shit. And everybody going on about the Chinese economy is tacked to the U.S. economy, they won't leave us. Really? Come on. The Chinese are not that stupid. The world is not that stupid. They know we're not going to pay our debts. They know it. They are not as stupid as you are. They have taken the precautions to leave the US dollar. They aren't even accepting our debt anymore. They aren't even buying government bonds. They're actually demanding land, which our government has happily given to them. Okay, anyway, back to what I was saying. To the people who say that our debt doesn't affect really anything, if the job creators, whether it be you, me, Exxon, or whatever, if they find more profit in selling to offshore companies or offshore individuals than here in the United States, what will be left of it, they're going to do it. We won't get those commodities because, well, somebody else is going to have be paying more for it, and they'll happily sell it to them instead of us. What's the incentive to sell to the United States other than just to be charitable, which, well, corporations aren't exactly known for that. So, unless the government nationalizes these corporations and forces them to sell to us, that's going to be the effect. The dollar is not going to be viewed as anything having worth, and everyone who even produces anything here in the United States is going to sell it offshore to people who will pay more for it, or pay better for it. I mean, literally. Oh, man, I don't have any money near me. Dang it. If I were to hold up $100 right now, that wouldn't buy me a stick of gum for the situation I'm talking about. You don't believe me? Look up the Zimbabwe Republic. You'll see what I'm talking about. With the way we're printing money, the way our debt's growing, the way we bicker between our two parties about if we want to stop one drop or 2 drops from falling from a fucking waterfall, none's gonna stop. So basically, we're still running on market principles, supply and demand. If the corporations find a better supplier of currency than the United States, they're going to sell it to them, not us. If we can't give the corporations or whoever's producing anything what they want, they're not going to sell to us, basically. So from that point, either the government comes in and nationalizes the corporations and makes them sell it to us, or we go without. And since we lose the petrodollar, we'd have to start drilling here in the United States. Yet again, either the corporations are nationalized and told to sell it to us and our worthless money, or they get smart and sell it off to other countries whose currency actually has some value to it. Ours won't. Hell, we sell debt. That's what we do as America. We sell debt. You really think they're going to be stupid enough to sell something for debt? Really? Come on. Come on. Anyway, that's my explanation video. It's not a very good one, but it more or less gets the point across. I'm Dexon. Everybody, have a good day.